Among the most enigmatic mysteries of the past are the intricately crafted crystal skulls, most of which originate from Central America. They captivate us with their incredible age, macabre allure and stunning beauty. The crystal skulls first came to the attention of the world in the mid-19th century, when interest in ancient cultures reached its first peak. During the esoteric boom of the 1970s and 1980s, interest in these artifacts resurged a century later, and it remains strong to this day. Crystal skulls have even made their way into popular culture, appearing in films like Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and TV series such as Stargate Atlantis. The skulls themselves vary widely. Some are ancient, while others are suspected forgeries. Some are crystal clear, while others are completely opaque. Certain skulls far exceed the size of a human skull and display intricate, detailed craftsmanship. Others are much smaller and crudely carved. Some precisely mimic human anatomy. Others resemble Neanderthal skulls, and still others seem to depict hybrid beings of humans and extraterrestrials. The materials used for these skulls are typically varieties of quartz, such as clear rock crystal, yellow citrine, smoky quartz, purple amethyst, and rose quartz. Occasionally jade, aquamarine, or black obsidian serves as the base material. This choice makes practical sense, as expensive gemstones like rubies, sapphires, emeralds, or diamonds are rarely large enough to carve into a skull. Geographically, most skulls are thought to originate from Central America, though a few examples have been found in Europe and Asia. A common thread among these skulls is the mystery surrounding their origins. Many believe they were created thousands or even tens of thousands of years ago by an ancient Central American civilization. Others suggest they could be relics of lost continents like Atlantis or Lemuria. Still, others theorize they were left behind by extraterrestrial visitors to the Maya or Aztec civilizations. On the other hand, skeptics argue that the skulls are modern forgeries. The purpose of these skulls is equally contested. Were they sacred artifacts used in rituals, or are they holographic knowledge repositories? Do they possess a consciousness that allows communication, and could they even have healing properties? There are numerous accounts of healing experiences and heightened psychic abilities reported by those who spent time near the skulls. Many in the esoteric community believe the skulls are akin to computers or storage devices that can record and store energies and vibrations from their surroundings. Some say the skulls can replay images and thoughts from those who have interacted with them. However, most archaeologists and scientists remain skeptical of such claims. Yet, scientific advancements suggest that such possibilities are not entirely out of reach. In 2012, the technology company Hitachi successfully used quartz plates as information storage media, data that could last for millions of years. This innovation sparked interest, including from NASA, which has since been experimenting with growing flawless quartz crystals in space. From an archaeological perspective, skull motifs were widespread in Central American art, especially among the Aztecs. Skulls symbolized regeneration and power, and several Aztec gods were depicted with skull-shaped heads. Consequently, these cultures produced many skull-themed artworks, usually carved from stone or appearing as stone reliefs. However, archaeologists have rarely discovered crystal skulls. The few recent finds typically come from privately funded excavations. Many of these discovery stories are shrouded in legends and myths, making it hard to discern fact from fiction. This has fueled extreme skepticism, with some doubting that any crystal skulls are genuinely ancient. Those who argue for the antiquity of the skulls suggest their rarity stems from their immense value as singular ritual objects. Priests may have used them in sacred ceremonies to invoke deities, which could explain why stone skulls are more commonly found, often as burial items. One might assume that determining the skull's origins would be straightforward, but it's more complex than expected. Many skulls emerged in the last 200 years with unclear origins. This isn't surprising, given that scientific cataloging wasn't common practice at the time. Moreover, early excavations often amounted to grave robbing, aimed primarily at selling valuable artifacts. Adding to the confusion, the crystal skulls may not have come from excavations at all. Stories suggest many skulls were guarded by indigenous Central American tribes and kept hidden for centuries, as the conquistadors were deeply hostile to pagan artifacts. According to these accounts, indigenous groups handed over or sold the skulls to Western adventurers. What about determining the skull's age? The usual method of radiocarbon dating is impossible, as most skulls are made of quartz, which lacks the radioactive elements required for the process. Quartz doesn't corrode, so there's no patina to analyze for aging clues. Of course, the quartz itself is millions of years old, but that doesn't reveal when it was shaped into a skull. The only viable method for estimating age involves examining the skulls under a scanning electron microscope. While this doesn't directly determine age, it can provide indirect clues. By analyzing the tool marks on the crystal surface, researchers can infer what tools were used to shape the skulls. Ancient skulls presumably exhibit primitive techniques that left irregular grooves, whereas modern skulls show more refined marks due to advanced tools. Such studies have revealed that the known crystal skulls include both genuinely ancient examples and modern forgeries. For the esoteric community, scientific findings hold less weight. They rely on their own methods to discern the age and origin of these artifacts. Healers and shamans often claim spiritual journeys into the cultures that created the skulls, receiving specific knowledge through their visions. One consistent belief among shamans is that there are 13 authentic crystal skulls in existence. Depending on whom you ask, the creators of these skulls were the inhabitants of the Hollow Earth, ancient Maya elders, or extraterrestrials. Despite differing origins, the legends surrounding the 13 skulls share common themes. They are said to contain information about their creators, humanity's history, and even our collective destiny. These myths also claim that the skulls were scattered or hidden worldwide. Some are still believed to be in the care of indigenous tribes, while others remain undiscovered or are in the hands of people unaware of their significance. Most myths suggest that 12 crystal skulls must be brought together in one place, after which they will guide their keepers to the 13th skull. When united, the skulls will form a powerful energy field, granting humanity access to their knowledge. The trigger for this reunion is speculated to be either a major crisis or a shift in human consciousness, a moment when humanity becomes morally and spiritually ready for the skull's wisdom. While no one knows when this will happen, many shamans feel it could be soon. The Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico is often suggested as the likely site for this event. This theme is mirrored almost exactly in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where 13 crystal skeletons seated on thrones unleash their power once the final skull is returned. Whether these myths hold truth or not, some Maya descendants still perform rituals with crystal skulls in Yucatan today. They believe the skulls contain the souls of their ancestors, waiting for the time when their knowledge will become relevant again. There's even a modern, quasi-scientific interpretation of the 13 Skulls legend. As previously mentioned, quartz is an ideal storage medium. Some parapsychologists theorize that the crystal skulls function as ancient computer chips, powered by light. When these chips are assembled like a modern-day motherboard, their incredible store of knowledge could be accessed. While these theories stem largely from esoteric circles, they've contributed to transforming crystal skulls from rare artifacts into mass-produced items. Thousands of crystal skulls are now made each year in places like Brazil, China, and Germany, often modeled after famous originals. It's common in this community to energize newly crafted skulls by placing them in contact with ancient ones, supposedly enhancing their healing properties. Naturally, the owners of authentic ancient skulls hold a uniquely privileged position. These individuals are considered keepers of the skulls, believed to have been chosen by the skulls themselves. That's already a lot of foundational information, but we'll soon dive deeper. In a follow-up video, we'll explore the world's most famous crystal skull, the Mitchell-Hedges skull, uncovering its origins, mysteries, and controversies. Don't miss this upcoming video. And if you enjoyed this one, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.